Hello and welcome back to Jeremy Rewinds. Today we're going to go and visit one of 3 stores that are owned by the same guy here in Florida.
Press start, let the adventures unfold. Retro games and
Hello guys and welcome back to Jeremy Rewinds. Today we are going over one of 3 stores, as I said in the introduction, for video game pickups. These were stores that are owned by Joe. He owns Galaxy Games. It's in Melbourne, it's in Palm Bay, and there's another one in Melbourne at the Renninger's Flea Market. But this video specifically, we're going over one store, then we'll have another video for the second store and another video for the third store. These are not going to be put out in the order, potentially, as to how I visited them. I think, maybe I will. Now that I think about it, maybe I will do that. But I didn't record inside the stores. I kind of kicked myself in retrospect that I should have done that. I don't think Joe would have cared whatsoever. His guys were as the coolest video game store employees ever. And Joe is as well for an owner. I will tell you, I have had some experiences at other video game stores here in the Central Florida area, and they've not always been the greatest. It's been okay. I think that the owner, it's kind of like if you put people first in your line of work, right? If you put your employees before the customer, your employees will take care of your customer like you take care of them, if that makes any sense. And I really feel that's the way Joe runs his business. He is focused on having just killer employees. These guys were funny. They were very knowledgeable. They were very excited to have me there. They were like, "Oh, are you Jeremy?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am." And they were like, "Joe told me you were coming," right? Even if it was all make-believe, which I don't believe it was, obviously. Even if they weren't that excited to see me, it doesn't really matter. They were still telling me that, "Hey, Joe told me you were coming. Let's see what we can get you set up with today," right? They were customer focused. Okay, we are now outside of Galaxy Games here in Melbourne. Sorry about the footage. It was so hot inside the flea market, and they were doing their best to try to keep the doors shut. And there were so many people in and out. I just couldn't find it in me to go ahead and do a recording. So anyways, these guys, they know where it's at. They did great meet and greets. They did phenomenal investigations. They were asking me questions like, what's your favorite video game? If you had one console you had to play for the rest of your life, what would it be? You know, what's your top 5 best games you've ever played? Things like that. It was just a lot of fun chit-chatting with these guys, sharing my experiences and telling them about what I have. Miguel, the one guy at the Palm Bay store, he actually even subscribed to my YouTube channel. Hopefully Matt, Joe, and Mickey will also subscribe if you guys ever see this. And I'm definitely going to come back and I'm going to ask Joe if he cares, and I don't think he will, about doing some recording inside the stores, because these stores there's a lot of stuff in all these stores. But for this video, we're going to go and we're just going to put these in chronological order. So when you see this one, this will be after my first stop, which will be at the Renninger's Flea Market in Melbourne. This video is going to be at the Melbourne store, which is their newest store. And then the next video you'll see after this will be the Palm Bay store. So if it sounds like I'm talking out of some kind of weird context because you already saw the other one, it's because I recorded this before the other one, because I just had these sitting here. All right, so Melbourne store. I met Matt. Matt, super funny guy, super nice, willing to work deals to help me and anybody else that was also in the store at the same time as well. Joe has a really cool Dreamcast kiosk on display in there, and a lot of really other cool display stuff. I think it was a Toys R Us sign on the wall. I was excited about that. It's not a big one like what hung on the outside of the building kind of thing, but I'm going to tell you, it was pretty fire. And speaking of a guy that just bought a Toys R Us sign myself, but the entrance sign, like the one that hung over the door, it is massive. I'll do a video on it eventually here, so I'm giving you a little bit of a sneak peek to it. It's like 8 some oddball feet long, about 2 foot tall. It is so much bigger in person than the pictures and the videos will give you justification for it. But I'm gonna build a frame and backlight it and all this stuff, so maybe by Christmas I'll have it set up. And it is now. It is July, so we'll see. So anyways, 5 minutes in, let's talk about these pickups. First one, we're going to rewind back to the 90s with PTO on the Super Nintendo. Definitely not. Sorry, pulled a Yoda there. A heavy hitter by any means, but it is a cool Super Nintendo game that I did not have. It's called Pacific Theater Operation, if I think I'm not mistaken. Yes, Pacific Theater of Operations. Don't know. We'll find out if it's any fun. It looks really cool. I think I did a little bit of a YouTube on it kind of thing. But I don't know. We'll find out. It's going to be pretty cool. But that's the only Super Nintendo game I picked up. Next thing I picked up for the Sega Genesis is G-Lock, another airplane game. Look at that artwork. This is why I love games from the 90s and the 80s and things like that, because people put time and effort into the artwork. I feel like in today's day, you know, like, look at this. This is a PS5. See that? It's like just it's a clip from the movie itself. Look at, here's Skyrim. Here's Contra. I mean, The Invisible, right? Look at all these. You guys have already seen these in other videos. Those are brand new, 2024, 2025. Here's some Xbox ones, Payday. I mean, nothing to me is as cool as the artwork from, like yes, there's screenshots here, but look at this. This is like little clips of the video, and then look at this artwork behind us for the Benisar here. I just think video games have lost their touch with the artwork. They don't even give you manuals half the time anymore. And look at this, Manuel. And the game is in good shape. Nice looking cart right there. Anyways, pick that up for the collection. So that takes care of Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. Moving forward from there, we have for the PlayStation 1, we have the Jersey Devil. What's funny about this is I was telling Matt when I first got into flipping things, I picked up from Goodwill a copy of Bugs Bunny, some kind of collection thing, and I got it home. I'm like, oh, this will be fine. I never actually double checked everything. There was a copy of Jersey Devil inside. I was so excited. I was like, oh, I got to get a PlayStation so I can play this. And then I started thinking I'll just flip it because a loose copy at the time was worth $50. This, I think, is like $40 or $50 now with it complete, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember off the top of my head. But I ran it through my disc doctor because it was really scuffed up. And then as I was taking it out, because it was one of those cranker ones, before I bought one of these nice fancy ones that has the lid and all this stuff on it. I don't think I spent a lot on it. If you've ever wanted a disc resurfacer, I can't remember the name of the company right now, but I don't think I spent more than like $150 on it. But it is a good one, and I know that Joe has one in his Palm Bay store because I saw it sitting there. It's definitely worth it because it's super, super nice. Anyways, those crank hand ones, be leery, because as soon as I pulled the disc out, crack right in half. So I ended up buying this, going, well, it's complete. So PlayStation 1, super excited to test that out. Never got a chance to play it before. I don't remember if these ones came out before or after the Nintendo 64 stuff. What is the date on these? Because I feel like this is right around that same time period. Yeah, they say 2021 on the one, and this one doesn't even say a date on it. So I don't really know. I don't know. Let's go. Bomberman Online. Look how clean that looks. Beautiful condition. I like how it does say online play required a SEGA Net account. Online play requires a SEGA account. So if you want to play online. So I don't think... The only thing that makes me nervous about games in today's day, where if it's online, like Destiny and things like that, I think they shut the server off. That's it. You're dead in the water. The game is nothing more than a useless CD. Anyways, we'll see if that's any fun. This one's called Omicron, the Nomad Soul. Who will you be after you die? Wow, Sega. Anyways, beautiful condition as well. All CIB. Very excited to have that. Dreamcast games are very hard to come by, and Joe had a great selection of Dreamcast games at this store. I think there was some Dreamcast games at the next store as well, but it was interesting. I will tell you, quick digression. When I was at the Melbourne store, like this one, I basically bought old carts. You'll see everything else I bought is N64. Like, it was all so weird. Like, it was like all N64 stuff at one. It was like PlayStation 2 at another one. It was like Wii and whatever else was at the other one. I don't remember what it was. But it was really funny how I just, like, you know, I went from this place and I bought basically this. I go to this place, I basically bought this. I go to this place, I'm like, I basically bought this. It was just really cool. But long story short, great selection of Dreamcast games, and especially N64, because, oh, wrong way, I picked up this one, which is called Load Runner 3D. The N64 collection only has, I think, 300 and some oddball games. Maybe it's 296. It's somewhere around there. It's around 300 games. So this is going to add one more to that collection. I also picked up Air Combat Army Men, that's by 3DO. Always love those games, the Army Men, you know, the from Toy Story, those kind of like little army men. Next one we picked up here is Xena, Warrior Princess, the Talismans of Fate. From there, we also picked up Nuclear Strike. I don't know if this is supposed to be similar to like Jungle Strike or Desert Strike kind of thing, because I haven't played it, but I can only assume maybe. It's not by EA Games, it's by THQ, so I don't know. You got Bust a Move 2. All of these are in these like little plastic sleeves, which I'll use for ones that I'll sell off if somebody ever buys. Like these ones I didn't have, obviously, so I'm keeping these in my collection. But I don't store them in these kind of things, but I will save them for that. I do have different top labels, and I know all of these probably came from some one collector kind of thing because they all have top labels. But those labels don't match my labels. So adios amigo, they go. Top Gear Rally 2. I remember buying this game, not this one, but Top Gear Rally 1. And I had the VHS promotion that Nintendo sent me. I don't know how they sent it to me. I don't know if I mailed away for it or whatever. I would like to find some of those promotional VHSs. But anyways, Top Gear Rally 2. I think I'm going to play that today, actually, because I really want to see if it's any fun. We got Power Rangers, the what is it? Lightspeed Rescue. Sadly, these are not the Rangers that I grew up with, because you can see their suits are very different. Next one we picked up is Twisted Edge. I think it's Twisted Edge Extreme Snowboarding. Again, top label. We'll get rid of that, obviously, for when it goes into the collection. But yeah, very, very cool. And our last game for pickup, Spider-Man. Good old Spider-Man. Label's not in spectacular condition because there is a little nick right there. But I haven't seen it before, so I figured, you know what? Who knows if the next store will have a copy, so I'll just get it anyways. That completes today's pickups for the N64 from... Well, not the N64. It completes all the pickups that I did for the Melbourne store. Go check them out. Go ask for Matt. Go ask for Joe. He's the owner. Definitely check these guys out. And we'll see you guys next time for the next video, where we're going to go over, after this video is posted, the next one will be the Palm Bay store, where we hook up with Miguel that Joe sends us to. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
From Mario